OK, so in this example, guys, the first thing we want to do, though, is we got to put this into our standard form. So first thing I'm going to do is divide by 144. Right? And then we can say that 9 goes into 1, or 9 over 144, Cameron, is? Was it? 16. And then 16 over 144 would be 1/9. OK, does everybody follow me with this case? And I wanted to put it in this case because now it's very easy for me to find a and b, right? It's always a squared minus b squared. So therefore, a squared is 16. A is equal to 4. B squared is equal to 9. That means b is equal to 3. C squared equals a squared plus b squared. So c squared is going to equal 25. So c is equal to 5. So everybody see how kind of like quickly I did all that work, right? And it really wasn't that bad, right? I just had to make sure I knew that a was always a squared minus b squared, and then I plug in that information. Now, the next thing I need to do is identify my center. So I can see my center. I'm not adding or subtracting anything from x or y, so my center is at 0, 0. And now I have enough information to plot this. So I'll create a nice x and y axis. Now, again, it's very important to know where your x and your y axis is. My a squared is under my y. That means my transverse axis is vertical or horizontal? Vertical, right? So I'm just going to put a t there for transverse axis. And I know my c is at my center. Now, again, what lies on my transverse axis? My vertices and my foci. So the distance, a, is the distance from your center to your vertice, which would be up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, down 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Vertice, vertice. C is the distance from my center to my foci. So that's going to be up 5, down 5. And B represents the distance to my covertices, which in reality, guys, like I mentioned, we're not really going to be using them. However, I'm going to use them to show you how to graph your asymptotes again. So I'm going to find my covertices. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. OK. So but if I just want to label my information, my vertices are going up and down a distance of what, 4? So I do 0, comma, plus or minus 4. My foci are going up and down a distance of 5. And then the only thing I did was I talked about what is the equation of the asymptotes. Since this has a vertical transverse axis, my equation for my asymptote is this. Y minus k equals plus or minus a over b times x minus h. Now, do I have all the information I need for this? I have a, I have b, I have h, and I have k, right? So all I'm going to ask you guys to do, yes? Huh?
The asymptotes.
Yep. So all I did was in that example, I just added the k to the other side. So either really equation. I like that one, actually, because you have y solved. And you could just do that at the end, too. It doesn't really matter. But let's just plug it into here. Anyways, my h and my k are 0, 0, right? So anyways, this is y equals plus or minus my a over b, which is plus or minus 4/5. Now, x. B is 3. Thank you. Now, this is really not that bad to graph, right? You guys should be able to up 4 over 3, rise over run, right? It's really not that hard. But let's just pretend there is something hard, and we'll do another problem where the asymptotes are not going to be that fun to graph. What I recommend doing is, again, taking your covertices and your vertices and creating a box with horizontal and vertical lines. Then again, what you can do is from your diagonals, or from your corners through the center, draw your asymptotes. Because now, I go from vertice. Remember what asymptotes are? Asymptotes are what your graph approaches, right? So that is what my graph will look like. Questions, Keith?